new day in the garage. We've got well, a little bit cleaned up. 57 Chevy. So this is what we're working on today. Now, we've been doing piles of body work and stuff, and again, we're not going for perfection, we're going for driver quality 20-footer. Now, where we left it last, I had just put this thing in high build primer. That's where we are. So this video is going to be twofold, two-prong effect. Step one, well, whatever, if we're going to do this order or not, but we got to block the car out. Now, I say we're going to block this car out. We're not going to go for guide coat and make it perfectly straight. We have a lot of good stuff going on. The big thing I want to do is fix any little things I had missed previously, such as like in here, we got some pinholes, stuff like that. That's going to obviously show up and won't be able to be sanded out, so that'll need a little bit of filler, you know, a few little spots like that. We got a few areas after some paint went on. Right around here, just looks a little goofy. Needs a little bit of shaping by hand, so I'll be going over the whole car and just, like, you know, stuff like that. Well, that'll be sanded down. If there's any little holes or something like that with body filler, we got to take care of all those things now. The second thing I want to do, so I want to put a little bit of paint on this thing, and I think we're going to do the door jambs and the back of the door, kind of stuff like that, so I can play with this paint and see how it's going to go. Now, I am cheaping out. I'm going with a Massey Ferguson red. This was either $69, I forget. So we got that, and then we got just some, I'm going to thin it out with acetone, and I have some hardener. So it's pretty cheap, pretty easy. People say you can reduce it kind of almost 50%, like 50-50, 50 paint, 50 reducer. We're going to try that, and then 1 part hardener. So I'd like to play with that, make sure the paint goes down nice, play with the gun, see how it hardens, see how it lays down, all those things. And instead of doing it on like a big panel and the whole car, we'll play in the door jambs. Now, since this was a 4-door and I converted to a 2-door, it does have a 4-door jam in it. So it's got a bunch of filler, which I do have to hand sand. Now, the nice thing about door jams, even if they look goofy, that's how they look. There's going to be funny stampings and stuff like that. So we'll just sand that smooth. We'll scuff at the front there. We'll probably flip the rocker or the carpet off the rocker. We'll give that a little bit of a spritz. And then the door itself, for sure the back and underneath and whatever we got to do. So I'll be taking all this trim and stuff like that off, kind of disassembling the car and going from there. So next time you see it, there'll probably be little splotches of filler here and there. And I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. That's the plan anyways. Get after it. Real quick here, I actually wanted to try something I've seen on the internet. I thought we'd try it here. So the idea, I guess, is we're talking body filler. So I buy kind of decent gold, whatever it may be. Either this is Rondex local brand, or I have some Evercoat, Everclear, whatever it is. Anyways, so at the end of the day, body filler is basically plastic and, I guess, resin. And I guess they can separate and kind of screw up. I mean, if you're like me, you've left the top off. And a little trick I saw on the internet, we're going to try it here. You just get fiberglass resin, and you can put it in there, and I guess you can bring body filler back to how it was if it's really hard. You can kind of get it a little softer. Now this is just kind of stock body filler. I had the lid on it. This is just the last little bit I have in the tin. There ain't much left. But what I'm thinking we can do, because some guys are doing this, it's almost like some finishing stuff. So we'll put just a little bit in here. Try to get this on the car. And we're going to mix it in. See if we can thin it out. Because right now we're not really doing any, you know, heavy filler work. That's been done. We're just trying to fill in the little pinholes and little divots and stuff like that. So I think this will spread a lot easier and ultimately kind of sink in where we want it, which I don't know if maybe you guys know. Like I said, it's already a lot soupier than it was, right? So I think that's pretty good, maybe just a little bit more. What I was saying is, like, they sell that finishing putty, which is very expensive. I don't have anything, and we're in a snow weekend, so everything's been closed, which is a friggin' nightmare, middle of April. So maybe that's all this is. That finishing stuff is just thinned out, and maybe it sands real easy. So, yeah, I think that's actually pretty good. I might put a few more drops in there, and we'll get her mixed up, and we'll get everything kind of coated. So a little jump ahead here, but don't worry, there's a lot of blocking to do. So what I did was I found the real obvious spots like I pointed out. I gave them a quick scuff, and then I did put some filler on it. I let the filler harden up, and then I started kind of blocking or sanding down the high build primer. So we got the quarter panel mostly done. I still have to a little bit more around the wheel arch, but I won't bore you with that. The rest of it came up pretty decent. We haven't done any of the round stuff. We're only doing the flat stuff. Now, the sandpapers we're using here, there's lots of them. Now the 80, no, it's 180, that's what I was using. So I used 180 to kind of knock down just that fine filler. Takes it down real nice, and then 220 is your friend, and then I have 320, 400, and 500. So I figured what I kind of show you, it's hard to see maybe on camera, but this filler is so thick, it's really, really textured. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to knock down the texture with 220, so that's what this quarter panel's in. So we're going to do the whole side in 220. I'll just show you on the door. We've got our spots kind of figured out. And the 220 will also show a few spots that I've missed. For instance, right here, there's just a few little kind of marks there, which I might be able to sand out. Well, that one's probably not going to be able to. See these little dots? So that's just, we'll mix up a little filler, we'll just give her a few little splashes, and we'll then block it down, and it'll look, again, we're really focused on this part, the top. This is what you're going to see. So I'll get set up on the door, and I'll kind of show you what I mean about the high build primer. Okay, so we're at the panel. I don't know if I said it or not, but everything is done with, obviously, a block. That's the point of block sanding. Now, it's a pretty straight panel. Now, we want to do against 220. We're going to sand it, bring down the texture. You'll be able to see real quick. You kind of want to do back and forth patterns and stuff like that. But anyways, I'll just pop you off real quick, and I'll show you right up close. I don't know if I can get the camera working. But you'll see immediately that flattened out, and that is still it. So we want to make the whole panel get down to being nice and smooth. And as we sand through there, you'll find bits that just aren't going to want to come out. So some real deep ones, or little holes, little pinholes in the filler and stuff like that. So I'll do this whole panel, like right there is probably going to be one. I have a feeling. Maybe I can sand it out. And over here, this is actually a run. I started sanding out, but you can kind of see same thing. It'll all come out nice. So we'll get this door blocked out real quick, and then I'll show you if there's any little bits I've missed. Hopefully, I got them all on the first round. So there we are. All little spots of filler, obviously, where I thought there's little pinholes and stuff like that I wanted to work on. So that's not too bad. Oh, I should open this door beforehand. Hang on. So this is the inner door. The jam. Oh, the old man knee crack. So I got it sanded pretty close to what I wanted. That was existing filler, and obviously this is the new spot there. So it's probably ready to go right now. So we'll just kind of scuff that up. I just do this all just with my finger. We're not worried about being flat or anything like that in there. I mean, like, look at this shape. It's going to be what it's going to be. So we'll get that all sanded down, and then that'll be pretty much good. I don't worry about there or at the front because it is covered with the sill plate. So that should be no big deal. We just got to take a striker off. Actually, I got to measure that. I spaced it out with some washers. I got a buddy who can laser cut me a few things, or water jet, or whatever it's going to be. And I can have the proper, Tri-Fives had shims in this shape, but I didn't have any. But I did have 1/4 inch washers, and it works. So, measure that, take that all apart. Same thing, we'll just end up scuffing in here. It's not going to be perfect and body worked. It'll be good enough. It'll look good with the door closed going down the road. Okay, so as you can see, the car is in 220 front to back, other than all the green spots, which are little dots here and there, which I have gone after. So, Jesus, there we go. So, we got a little bit of straightening up to do in the fenders at the front here on the wheel arch and on the back wheel arch. I think we're going to do that later. I will tackle all this stuff kind of down the road. I wanted to get the hood and I think the deck lid lined out, because my plan is to invite Murr over so we can kind of go at this as a pair. So if I can get the hood and the deck lid done, I can make it look like this before I go in tonight. And then tomorrow he can, you know, scuff this up while I work on that side of the car. I don't remember what that side of the car looks like because I did that a while ago. So we'll do the same thing here. We'll scuff it all up. There's going to be some issues on that spear or rocket because it did have a fair bit of filler in it. Otherwise, it should be okay. The edges I'll have to do at some point as well, but we're just working on the flat stuff. So let's make that happen. So it is the next day. I actually did a little bit of work already, but I figured I'd show you. The door jamb came out nice. I don't know if I showed you that yesterday or not. It all kind of blends together, but that's the end goal. I did block the top, the deck lid. I haven't done the goofy spots. That's where Mer's going to come in on the next video. He'll dazzle me with that. This side, I don't know if it was better or if my level of care went down, but either way, we're pretty much dialed together. So the whole car's in 220 other than, like, you know, a few little spots and whatnot. But we're going to go back and do all these on the next video. Bring it down to 320 for 500. Now, I should have opened this. Ooh, look how good that Chevy door opens. So this is what we start with. This just has one coat of filler in here. So we're going to sand this down nice. Probably put one more coat in. And then just scuff up a little bit of the door jambs, maybe get some of this dirt out there. We'll see how crazy we want to go. I'd like to lay the color in there and deal with this later because it's boring and I don't enjoy doing it. So here we have it. Everything is just kind of scuffed up, all just by hand. We got her in, I think that's 320 I didn't go too crazy. A little bit of this masking, whatever it may be. I scuffed up in here, but it's whatever. I should have painted that before it was rusty. But this stuff is rust converter, so we'll just paint right over that. We got the dash pretty well masked to a certain extent. We're going to try and stay in this area, that area there. And then the back of the doors, I just kind of scuffed them up. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be what it's going to be. I'm not going for a perfect, like, shine and straight. Well, shine, but straight and all that. I mean, it's so beat up. Just, I want it to be on there and look good. So this is the plan of attack. We got the L gallon size. I had some acetone kick around, so we're going to thin it with that. I think I'm going to do 1-to-1. Everyone on the internet was saying to do, so we'll try that. So we'll do like 2 parts, 2 parts. And then this activator is supposed to be 4-to-1. So if I do 2-2, that'll be 4 on the thing, and then add 1 will be golden. I got a strainer this time. We're going all out. And when I was there buying my other gun out at Crankiness, they're all on sale. So I bought, this is a 1/8 tip. So it's meant for heavy materials. So I feel like that classifies as heavy. I do have a 1/4 tip. Yeah, 1/4. We're going to try it with this. We're going to learn. We're going to make sure it sets up. We're going to do all those things. So I'll get on a tripod. We'll start mixing the paint here. And then hope for the best. Okay, so we have our nice flat work area. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this 4-to-1, which is on there. So I'll do 2 parts paint, another 2 parts reducer, and then we'll just do the rest with the hardener. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think I'll need too much paint, man. Like, this stuff is just, she's thick. It's almost as thick as that high build. Well, that was way too much. Okay, so we're actually going to mix 4 parts. We'll have a little left over. This is embarrassing. 4, so we got to, oh, it doesn't go that high. You know what? We're going to get a new cup. This is how they teach you how to do it, I think, in paint school. And this, you want to clean it with your shirt. That's the key right there. Wow, this is something else. Gentle, buddy. It's like cake batter. Okay. Look at that, we can reuse it even. I'll do it later when you guys aren't watching. 2. Oh, sorry. This pours like crap. Okay, so that is mixed. Probably not supposed to use wood or whatever, but I figure since we're putting it through the strainer, it'll be fine. Yeah, thinned out nice. So we'll see what happens. There we go. Mixed paint. How about that? I am making a mess though, I tell you. Yeah, so we're gonna get this extra mixed. So I want to make sure it's good. When I did the fender, it took a while to harden for some reason. The bottle was like a quarter the size of that thing. I thought I mixed it properly, but that's my biggest fear. When I did the other stuff, it turned out fine with the trim clad. Okay, that's fine. Let's try this out. All these wood particles will be filtered out, no problem. Well, it's not much paint. I guess we're not doing much though. Oh wow, there was a bunch of junk in there. That's crazy. Look at all this. I think it's just not mixed, or oh no, bubbles. Maybe that's the problem I'm having when I'm not filtering all my stuff. Where's the lid? Oh, here we go. So now we'll test out on the door. Why else would you have a door? Sit a little high. That's probably about right. That's a big fan. Paint's nice. Oh, we're doing this all in one clip. Well, I probably edited it by now, but where do you guys want to be? Well, I'm probably not on the air. Oh, you guys are always on the way here. Do that. Okay. Ready? Something happened. Oh, I should do in here actually. Looks all right. It's red. Okay. All right, I had to let the compressor charge up just a little bit. I'm just using my small one. I do have one little run in it. I went in at it a little hard. I pointed right up in there, so what are you gonna do? We'll get this back piece done. Yeah, I fanned it out a little more. I think that's the key. She is red. I don't think we'll be able to get the front of the door too well here. So it's just not going to happen. The part you can see is... Alright, I'll see you on the other side. Actually a little tighter on this side because I didn't park that great, but let's see if we can do a better job. The door's going to be tricky. I think I'll do it last. Carpet's folding back. Have to mix more paint though. I had it right the first time. Okay. Yeah, up the top here. So again, we're just trying to make it whatever people are gonna see is all I really care about. Whoops. Gentle. So we'll do this. I'll do the bottom after. Should have done that while it was on the ground. Oh well. She's red. So I'll mix more paint. We'll let this set up. Let the compressor charge. We'll be right back. The door opens. It's actually quite nice out. It's definitely red. It still shows a little orangey on camera. It is red. Hot rod red. Had a couple little runs in it, but it's not too bad. I think it'll take a second coat. So I think I'll film this side. That side's a pain to get to. And then, yeah, we'll call her a day. I gotta say, I can't believe how much junk ended up, it shows up, in that paint and stuff. So definitely, I guess I should paint strain. The problem is, I think the high build primer will be so thick it won't be able to strain through that. So I guess that's why you have a big tip gun. We'll get set up, we'll put another coat on this real quick and call her a day. Man, I know I'm skipping a couple of steps and I probably should block this out, but just seeing a little bit of red on there, it's motivating. Okay. This is red. Man, is it red. Let me know what you guys think of this. Hopefully you like it. I know everyone's panicked about the clear coat and all those things, so I figure worst case, I'll just polish it. If it all goes to hell, we got ourselves a nice tractor red primer base coat. You know, I'm happy with it. Oh, I got to run at the bottom there, but luckily it's all going down. I think this is as good as she's going to get. And that's where I'm going to leave it. So I'll do the other side real quick with my own. And then I might fog a bit more of the door if I got a little leftover paint. But you guys will see it when it's dry. Well, there she is. It's a little late in the day. I don't know if the daylight will... Yeah, it didn't change it as much. When the sun was in it, holy moly, did the change of color. It goes quite dark to really popping when it's in the sun. Anyways, so it's just a little tacky. Well, not bad actually. So we'll let that sit overnight. I did just demask this one side to kind of show. Oh, there's a little puberty coming in there. But we managed to mask it all good. We'll leave that side alone. I'm real happy with it. I think it's going to be a real nice color. Honestly, it laid down really good. So there shouldn't be too many issues. I had a couple runs. That was my mistake. Thinning it down quite a bit made a difference. I think I can use my 1.4 tip gun, so this 1.8, which will probably make a big difference when I'm painting the car. But harden it up, no issues. We'll see tomorrow. We'll do blocking. I don't know if we'll be able to paint it tomorrow or not, because there is a fair bit of blocking to do. And like I said, I still wheel arches. I want to make those look nice. Now, I have one question for you guys, for all the paint experts. So the hardener is supposed to be, or the paint is originally 4-to-1. The way I mixed it was 2 parts paint, 2 parts reducer, and then I added 1 part hardener. So I'm wondering if I put double the hardener in with that, because I mixed it 4-to-1, but the paint at that point was already reduced. So I thought about that after the fact, so that might be wrong, but I guess we'll see. It didn't go goofy or wrinkle up or anything, so hopefully it's okay. But anyways, that's the color we're going with. I freaking love it. Oh, it's going to look good. So that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Massey Ferguson. So we're going to paint this whole thing for 120 bucks. You can always wet sand it, polish it. I know it might not have UV protection, but so be it. I don't think Danny would mind driving around a pink 57 ragtop if it all goes to hell. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.